Hi guys, it's Jessie Holton here, your Stampin' Up demonstrator for Australia. How are you today? Thanks for joining me for another craft video. Today I'm using the new Beauty Abounds bundle from the new Occasions catalogue. And if you need a copy of this catalogue, please drop me a line and I'll post you one. I'm happy to post them anywhere within Australia, as long as you don't have a demo who you already order through. We also have the celebration promotion going on at the moment. This is from the 3rd of January until the 31st of March 2019. So for every $90 that you spend, and that $90 can be made up of anything that's on my online shop, for every $90 increment you get to choose a freebie from this catalogue, and there is a bunch of really pretty things that you can choose from. This Beauty Abounds bundle is absolutely gorgeous. The pack of dies actually comes with 2 sheets of dies, and so they layer on top of each other and intricate details. I do have my kids at home with me today, so excuse the background noise. So let's get started. I've chosen the colours Mint Macaron, Basic Black and Rose Glimmer Paper for today's cards. I'm actually going to make 2 cards. I'm going to swap out the black and the rose glimmer, so one of them's going to have the black at the back and the rose in front, and one's going to have the opposite. Big shot, because we're going to cut out these butterfly die cuts. I don't want to ruin my lovely straight plates, so I'm going to take those out. I've got my precision base plate here, which is a thin black one, and this goes in place of one of the clear plates, so you're still going to keep your thin die adapter on the base. And then I've got some old plates here that you can see have had a good run for their money. The precision base plate does make your plates bend and curve a lot more than what they would normally through the Big Shot. So I keep these older ones, and these are what I use for my die cutting with the precision base plate. And they do pop and crack a lot, make a lot of noise as they're going through, so don't worry about that. Alright, on the backs of these bits of cardstock and glimmer paper as well, I've got some adhesive sheet that I've cut to 3 by 4 inches. You don't need to cover the entire piece of cardstock. It adds a little bit more dimension to your cards when the wings are popping up a little bit. So, and it's also easier to align it if the whole thing isn't covered when you stick the pieces together. So I've just done a 3 by 4 inch piece of adhesive sheet on the back of a 6 by 4 inch piece of cardstock. So that's the bottom and that's the top. So we're going to cut one of each of those, and you still want to run this through a couple of times just to make sure that it's cut through properly, because the adhesive sheet does make it a lot thicker and a lot harder to cut through. And another tool that you're going to want to have on hand is the die brush. So this actually comes with a foam mat that you can put the die down on and roll over it. And look how easily all those little bits are coming out. So it's a great investment. I think it's $20 and it's definitely worthwhile for these really detailed butterflies, because you would spend ages with a pair of scissors poking all those little bits out, wouldn't you? Okay, that's not too bad. A couple little bits here and there, but they might come off when I pull the adhesive off the back. Okay, so now I've got all of these guys cut out. I'm going to use the new Lace Dynamic embossing folder, and I'm just going to center that with this line down the middle. And a tip for the embossing folders is don't push them right up into the top, because there's a section that doesn't have any pattern in it, so you'll get a flat piece across the top. So if you just have it down a little bit so that it's sort of centered within the pattern area. I'm going to remove the thin die adapter and just use one clear plate on top, because this is a dynamic embossing folder. It's quite thick, so you only need to use one plate with it. And just one roll through is enough. And how beautiful is that? So I'm just going to do some glue now. The glue won't stick right around the edge there anyway, because that's the part that's lifted on the front. So I'm just going to put glue on this bit and on this bit for the main part. And trick to adhering things onto your card front is to have it unfolded when you're doing it, and that way it stays nice and flat and doesn't sort of try and unfold up towards you. So I'm going to start with my pink butterfly base, and I'm just going to peel back the adhesive. And then it just sort of fits within if you line up these corners with this top bit. Try not to get stuck. And then just press down. We don't need it to be completely flat, because butterflies have a lot of movement and life in them, don't they? So we want to keep that movement alive. Now this little butterfly has had a bit of a rough life. Had a these little bits here are quite delicate to get out of the framelit, so just be more careful than what I was. And your butterfly should come through looking a bit better for wear than what mine did. And then these bits actually line up really well. My butterflies are a little bit bent out of shape, so I might have a couple issues just making sure that they're perfect, but I'm going to start with the main guy in the middle. Get those antennas lined up. It's quite pretty, isn't it? Even though my butterfly's a little bit bent out of shape. Those are really beautiful. I don't know which one I like best. Very pretty. Very pretty. Okay, so let's do some sentiments and then we'll finish off the insides. I'm going to be really careful to put this on quite straight. So because it's all cursive writing, I'm actually going to use the imaginary line running underneath that bottom of that writing to make sure that it's lined up straight. And the grid paper really comes in handy for this kind of thing as well, because you can put your block on there, you can line it up with the grid and make sure that the block is on the things on the paper straight, and then you can line up your stamp and you can be sure that your stamp is also straight. And that way I'm lining up as well with the stamp rather than the sticker, because I may not have put the sticker on there straight. So we will use the mint macaron. And here you have it, the two cards slightly different. For the sentiment, I've used the needlepoint elements framelits dies, this little edgelet here, framelit there, and that's actually part of the needle and thread bundle, which is part of the needlepoint Nook suite in the new Occasions catalogue. And the sentiment itself came from the Beauty Abounds stamp set. So I'm just going to finish off the inside of the card with this A Whole World of People. So a friend is someone who chooses you out of a whole world of people. And we'll put some of these other pretty images on the inside as well. And I'm just going to use a little bit of Blushing Bride. Just to do a couple little butterflies to finish off on the inside. And that's it, two beautiful little butterfly cards with some pretty little butterflies stamped on the inside as well. Thanks for joining me for another crafting video today. Please remember to use my host code when you shop with me to get spoiled rotten. And if you have any questions about products or techniques, please drop me a line. I'm available anytime. And also, if you'd like a copy of the Occasions and Celebrations catalogues, please get in touch with me and I will post those to you. I can post them anywhere within Australia, as long as you don't have a demo whom you already order through. Thanks again, and have a lovely day.